So, let's start with the first question, which was posted to me 28 days ago. Ah, sorry. Yeah, a lot of these have been around for a while, so I'm answering them now. All right, just give me a minute. First question, Tom Mayhew. Just gonna make a tea. Does anyone want one? I'm okay, thanks. Don't worry. I've got my apple juice and vodka. Delicious. So, first question from Anon, 28 days ago. Long-term YouTube sub. I used to like your dreams years ago on YouTube. Will you be recording any more? I like those dreams as well. And I love getting dreams whenever I think about them and actually remember to have them. I always seem to dream when my sleep is disturbed and I fall back to sleep. And that's a good way of getting lucid dreams. I think that's like a training process of you wake yourself up in the middle of the night, then you fall back to sleep and you try and be aware. Anyway, the point is, yes, I would love to record my dreams again. And it's just a case of I need to... Yeah, actually, that is a good point. I need to have a notepad next to me and just, as soon as I wake up, as soon as I have a dream, just write that shit down and then I'll record it. But the main reason why I haven't done so, as well as the fact I've not been recording it, I've just not been dreaming. I haven't been dreaming. I've been sleeping quite soundly, and sometimes when I do actually wake up and then fall back to sleep because I'm feeling lazy in the mornings, I dream about sex. The last dream, if I could try to remember, is trying to have sex with somebody in the backseat of a car parked outside Tesco. And in this particular Tesco, there's like a lay-by. So you park in the lay-by, walk straight to Tesco. And I don't know who I was with, but this girl and I, we were in my dream. We were in the backseat of the car trying to have sex, but I couldn't get the position right. And one of those things is where it's dream physics. So despite the fact being in the backseat of the car, there was so much space that we could have like laid down. And I just remember there being like lots of sex goop everywhere and not quite satisfying her. And it was weird. That's the last dream that I actually remembered. There you go, there's a freebie. That's so excellent. Thank you, Anon from 28 days ago. Anon from 22 days ago asks, have you been naked on the internet? Why, yes, I have. I actually have been naked on the internet. And it's not just the waxing video, whether that counts or not, I don't know. I streaked. I did a streak in Hastings. Shortly after I got myself whole body waxed. And actually, I don't know if it's still around. Because what I did was I created a video. I got my friends, Orta, Floatstar PX, Awesome Kev, and everything to record me streaking in the streets of Hastings. Because that was one of the challenges of my 101 Things in 1001 Days list. And so I recorded it, and I think I put it on the internet. Let me just... see if the web page is still active, and the answer is yes. Oh, actually, and does it actually play? Fuck yeah, it plays! Oh, this is brilliant. Okay. Oh shit. Hang on. Stop. Okay, so if you want to see me streaking with obviously pixelated bits, if you want to see me streaking, go to graxdomain.co.uk/challenge89 with the numbers 8 and 9. So that's graxdomain.co.uk/challenge89. You could see me streaking, and it's fucking amazing. Hang on, I might be able to type it in here. Let's see. Don't mind me. I'm just typing in the chat. Talk amongst yourselves. Typing on the keyboard of the, what's it called? Tablet, and I'm behind the microphone. This is kind of garbage for typing. Oh, by the way, hello Ben Jones 1_. How are you doing? Challenge 89. Nope, that's not the link. Sorry, it's not just. It's great. Fucking. Hang on, but sorry, that's not the link because I typed in Grax wrong. Fucking shit. This is no good. Hang on. Challenge 80. I wasn't expected to type. Oh, I saw this question in advance. Why didn't I think about this? No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. graxdomain.co.uk/challenge89. Is that the link? So many links. Hang on. Thank you, Tommy. You are incredibly helpful. Has anyone told you they were incredibly helpful? Is that the link? Yep, that's the one. So, in answer to your question, yes, I have been naked on the internet, and I hope you enjoy. Next question from Anon, 22 days ago. Favorite Power Ranger that isn't the green one. Favorite Power Ranger that isn't the green one. I suppose the go-to would be the Red Ranger, Jason. Although Billy does have his moments, really. Yeah, guns in my head. If it wasn't the Green Ranger, and we don't count the White Ranger, then the Red Ranger, Jason, from the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series. I mean, there's other ones, like, for example, when PDT, Quinn and I were watching Lost Galaxies, I did fall in love a bit with the Pink Ranger from Lost Galaxy series. I just fell in love with her, frankly, because she's beautiful. But we never finished that. Next question. Anon, 22 days ago. What would a solo podcast be about? Anything you want. You could do a solo podcast about anything, and it's so easy to do because you don't need much equipment. I mean, when Andy and I first started doing the RG podcast, shit, Andy, was it 5 years ago? 6 years ago? Anyway, the first time we did that, we used SingStar mics, because I had two SingStar mics for the PlayStation 3, and they have a USB connection, so I plugged it into my shitty laptop, and we just recorded in the Weatherspoons pubs in our old hometown. And that was fun. That was good fun, and it works perfectly. If it's a question of what kind of podcast I would do, as a solo podcast, I was actually toying with the idea of turning these vlogs into a podcast, because one of the things I've been doing, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts when I'm scooting to work. And I don't know, would people be interested in me turning these vlogs into a podcast for them to use in their favorite podcast listening app? So that way they don't need to be on YouTube or Twitch. Yes way. SingStar mics works perfectly well for recording podcasts. The interesting thing about that is that when you have two SingStar mics connected to one USB to the laptop, it assigns a left channel for one mic and a right channel for the other, so it sounds like you're in different ears. All you got to do is split that and turn those into mono, and it works a treat. Yeah, works a treat indeed. So yeah, would you be interested in me turning these vlog series, a monthly vlog series, into a podcast? I mean, the other thing is I'm going to do my horror story podcast reading as a YouTube series and podcast, so that's one thing. Anon asks 22 days ago, Grax or Grax? Whatever you want it to be. I respond to both. Anon 22 days ago asks, do you miss the RG pod? I do. I do miss the RG pod, and Andy, Michael, and I have a special kind of chemistry, and it was great at the time. And it was a real shame that by Series 3, we got really, really good, and we got a good routine down, but we lost all our subscribers. And I think a big chunk of that was my fault, on the grounds that we created one podcast stream for people to subscribe to, and then we switched it to another one, and that wiped out a lot of our subscribers. So we used to have like a few thousand. Oh, Andy, you're in the chat right now. Feel free to chime in with that. Just chime in with your own thoughts. But then we just dropped down to like 50 subscribers, and we never were able to pick it up. I don't know why. But yeah, interesting. Maybe a little preview right here is Andy, Michael, and I are planning to get together to do a mini podcast series sometime in the near future. Not necessarily RG podcast series 4 or anything. It could be its own independent thing. In fact, we did try and do another podcast called Still Nil Nil Lads. We recorded a pilot for that episode back in 2018, I think, when... Was it 2018 or 16 when the World Cup was on? Anyway, the important thing is... Andy, Michael, and I, we do have ideas for podcasts, and it's just trying to get together, and we will get together, and we will record something. Okay, Janico asked 21 days ago, when's your next video? Bitch, I've been putting stuff on YouTube. That question's kind of irrelevant, although 21 days ago. When was 21 days ago? When was 21 days ago? 21 days ago would be the 6th of January. Girl, I've been making stuff long before all that, so the answer to your question, Miko, is that I'm making videos more frequently. Isn't that goody-goody for you? Anon asks 21 days ago... Oh, hang on. What time is it? Okay, so it's coming up to 10 to 9. I would say we'll do another 15 minutes, see how many I can get through. 15 minutes, and then I'll set everything up for playing a game. And on asks, you got questions? You got questions, they cause you worries, they are your blight. Sorry, no. Let me try that again. How does that go again? You got questions! The cause you worries, they are your blight. Burning questions! We got the answers, so hold on tight! Oh, that was cool. I actually missed doing that. Anon asks, 21 days ago, did you ever debate / arm wrestle Tom Hodkinson after you broke that mug? No, I didn't. Right, so, bit of backstory. When I was doing Vlogtober, one of the videos I did was I was listening to Tom Hodkinson and it's not Michael Bell. Is it Tom the other guy? Not Tom Mayhew? I'm really embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I can't... Yeah, fuck. Anyway, they were talking about teas and everything, and one of them was saying, I can't remember who was saying, he tried a peppermint tea. I can't remember. The video is on my YouTube channel. If you search for Vlogtober, Grax, Bishop, Grax Domain, you'll find it. And one of the things I did, I dropped a mug and etc, etc. Then Tom Hodkinson picked up on this thing and he was saying, like, how dare you drop a mug and break it? And it was all like, anyway, one thing led to another, which resolved with the fact that we need to do an arm wrestling. We need to do some arm wrestling. We never did it. So Tom Hodkinson, I'm still up for giving you an arm wrestle. Make it happen. You name the time and the place. One of us is going down. That's all I'm saying. Anon asks 21 days ago, tea or coffee? I mostly drink coffee. And I think that's my go-to. Like, decent coffee. Not the shitty coffee from Nescafe Gold Blend or something like that. I'm talking like the really fine stuff, the Kenko Nespresso stuff, the really powdery things. But I do appreciate a good cup of tea. And the thing is, like, I noticed that when I was drinking coffee all the time, I would get migraines. Especially when I would stop drinking coffee over the weekend. Because I would only drink coffee at work, really. So I switched between coffee and tea, and it helped reduce it. Anon asks 21 days ago, will the RG podcast ever come back? Like I said just a minute ago, probably not Series 4. Although never say never. And Andy, I might be putting words in your mouth, as well as Michael. But we are going to record something else. Another podcast. I don't know what. So yeah, stay tuned. Anon asks 20 days ago, what should PDT do this year? He should succeed. In whatever he wants to do, I think PDT should do whatever he can to succeed in this life. And that's a question that only he can answer. What is his definition of success? And I just want him to succeed and just be the most successful year of his entire life. And I just want him to know that he has friends who want him to succeed. And if he ever needs any help with that, just let us know. Because I want him to be more successful than I am. And considering I'm going to be a fantastic success, this bodes well for him. And no one asks, one day ago. Okay, here we go. One day ago, we're getting some new questions here. Non asks, one day ago, have you ever wanted children? Pity says, thank you, man. You're very welcome. I do genuinely mean that. I also want Tom Mayhew to succeed as well, and he's doing a work in progress tour very, very soon. I think his show's called Tom Mayhew. Tom, if you happen to be in the chat, feel free to promote your work and just like put links and everything, because I've only just remembered it right now. But I think people should go and watch his stuff. And he's also doing the 18% podcast, which is a very, very fascinating podcast. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, have I ever wanted children? Yes. Once upon a time, I wanted children. When I was growing up and through my mid-20s, I wanted the traditional life. I wanted the traditional family life. Find a girlfriend, get married, settle down, have 2 kids. And the main reason why is because I wanted to have the good life that I had when I was a kid. And I never found a partner that I wanted to spend the rest of their life with me, mainly because they didn't want to stick around with me. I had lots of flings in my 20s, but I'm older now, and I've seen what other families are like, and I've seen some of the bad things that could happen to a child, and I don't want to be responsible for potentially putting a child through a traumatizing experience. Separated parents at a young age, that really can damage a child for the rest of their life. I don't want that responsibility, and I think it would be cruel for me to bring a child into the world when I'm not ready to be a dad, and I'm not. I don't have the patience for a child. I don't have the patience for anyone who doesn't want to listen to me. And it's like, well, if you don't want to listen to me, I'm not going to waste my time. And sometimes I feel like if I never really learnt the skills of how to tell somebody what to do without using force, and I don't want to do that. That's a side of me I don't like. So I have wanted children. I don't want children now. Never say never, obviously, but yeah, that's where I'm at with my life right now. And on asked one day ago, favorite curry? I'm not a big curry fan, but my go-to would be a lamb Rogan Josh. It's nice and simple and a good flavour to it. Anon asks, do you have any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos. I want tattoos. I don't know what tattoo to get, because it's one of those personal choices where you... I feel like, for one thing, you need to have a good artist, like a really, really good artist. I'm not a fan of those art styles where it's like the traditional anchors, sailor tattoos, anchors, hula girls, all that kind of stuff. I don't like that cartoony style. It works on some people, but it wouldn't work for me. But, where is I? Yeah, I want a tattoo. I don't know what to get. Right now, one of the ideas I've had is like one of those tattoos where you're looking under the skin peels away, and it's like metallic or rock or something cool like that. Although, interestingly enough, here's a little preview of what's coming up in the future. I went to inkbox.com to order some tattoos, some temporary tattoos, semi-permanent tattoos. I've ordered a bunch of them, and I'm going to do a review of them in the future, and watch this space. I'm looking forward to that. And no one asks one day ago, favorite current podcast. My current favorite podcasts, I've been listening to a few of them actually. One is the 18% podcast, which is hosted by Tom Mayhew, which is a podcast that talks about the working class people in the world of media. He wants to bring them to the forefront. And one of the guests he had, that Tom Mayhew had on, was Jordan Gray, I think that was her name, a working class comedian, and it was utterly fascinating to listen to her, especially when she used to be Tom Mayhew. Was it Jordan Gray? Please correct me if I'm wrong. It was fascinating listening to her, because she was saying that she was a working class person and she got onto The Voice, and yet being on The Voice meant that she had to compromise on her artistic integrity for music, and it didn't work out for her, and so that she became a comedian. It's utterly fascinating, but the whole point of the podcast is to raise awareness and raise the profile of working class creative people. I think that's utterly fascinating. You should listen to it. So that's one podcast. The second podcast I've been listening to is Good Sex, Bad Sex. which is at Good Sex Bad Sex with 3 X's. PDT introduced me to this podcast, and I've been listening to it every week because it's utterly fascinating. Miranda Kane and BB Lynch explore the world of sex and all the different variations of it, and they have guests on every week which talks about a different aspect of sex. And the reason why I like it, I really like the podcast, is one of the reasons why I really like it is because it's so utterly fascinating, but Miranda and BB are as fascinated by the subjects as I am as a listener. So they've had guests which range from people who sell high-quality sex toys. They've had guests on where it's a throuple, where it's a married couple having a girlfriend as the third party, and it works. They've had guests where it's a dominatrix who does wrestling. They've had guests on talking about sexual health and education, and they've had guests on talking about a cyber dominatrix. So much stuff, and it's utterly fascinating. Wait, PDT, have you only just realised that Milk Magazine is your fault? So that's a Good Sex, Bad Sex. Utterly fascinating. I watch it, listen to it every week. And the last podcast I've been listening to on a regular basis is How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. And for the past year, I've been getting a kick out of listening to people talk about how to succeed in life and talking how to fail, all the failures they've had. And Elizabeth Day is a journalist, and she created this podcast to bring to the attention various successful people who have failed in their life in one form or another, and there's describing how their failures to turn them into the people that they are. And it's utterly interesting, and there's some incredible quotes. One of the guests that she had was Lily Allen. Lily Allen, well known for her music, was on this podcast talking about the failures of her life. And it's like, this is utterly fascinating. I highly recommend that. If you need an if you need a self-esteem boost, if you need some help and guidance from trying to figure out what to do in life, I recommend listening to things where people talk about their failures, because you can learn a lot from them. What time is it? All right, let's do 3 more. Anon asked one day ago, will my train arrive on time? No. Anon asked one day ago, any plans for more topless YouTube videos? Technically, that's what hundreds of people have subscribed for. That's an excellent point. People have subscribed for my naked body, and not because of my mind, and not because of my opinion. They want my naked body, and by Jove, I think I can work that into my routine. So, watch this space. Hey man, I've got an idea. This is by Big Stinky Boyle. Hey man, I've got an idea. Imagine a baby streamer. Wouldn't that be dope? Ha ha. You mean like a literal baby? Okay. Hang on. No more questions. More nudes. Thumb man. Thumb man? Thumb man? Oh, I feel like you've hurt my feelings. Okay, so hang on, where was I? Before I was interrupted. Anon asks, one day ago, when was the last time you really lost yourself to a good Facebook update? Isn't that a question? Which is kind of hard to answer, because the only things I could really think of... well, that's very, very kind of you. Yes, I know you're only teasing, and I know you mean the greatest affection towards me, big Stinky Boyle. That's cool. I'm just joking, but I'm gonna keep answering these questions. Facebook status. Facebook. I'm just trying to think. I mean, some of the stuff I find quite interesting is some comedians which talk about the heart-gripping topics. Status is about... You know what? I'm just going to say I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I don't really use Facebook that much for... Well, I use it for promoting myself, obviously. But, yeah, I can't immediately think of anything. I'm sorry, Anon. That's a question I cannot answer. Anon asked one day ago, ever wanked over a milk magazine? No, I haven't. I haven't wanked over my own material. Maybe one day I'll create something so erotic that I'll just whip my dick out on Twitch and I'll think, you know what? This is worth the risk of getting banned. But that hasn't happened yet. Oh, there's 2 eyes. I'm sorry, big stinky boy. Sorry, my eyes are a little bit rubbish. I need to get new glasses. How big is too big? It's probably the big plus this much. That's probably a bit too big. Anon asked one day ago, what is Grax's favourite condiment? Grax's favourite condiment. I don't use it very often, but I would say whole grain mustard. No, sorry, I take that back. Horseradish. Again, I don't use it very, very often, but when I get some good horseradish, delicious, especially on a roast dinner. And the second one would be wasabi. I like wasabi. Let's see. Anon asked, which podcast does Grax listen to? Already answered those. The 18% Club, Good Sex, Bad Sex, and the How to Fail with Miranda Kane. That's not what her name is. It's fucking How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. With a D! For fuck's sake, Grax. Anyway. Oh yeah, then another thing. I listened to Mr. Creepypasta doing horror narration. I think he's one of the best, if not the best horror narration. PDT says, you use a horseradish as a condom? Shit. Yeah. Ain't that something? Who's Grax's biggest threat? Anon asks one day ago. Once upon a time, it used to be Bricks. Motherfucking Bricks always being one step ahead of me. I guess the next biggest threat would be myself. I am my own worst enemy. Oh my god. Here's a long one. Anon asks one day ago. I'm having a nightmare with this one. I've got a chicken, a fox, and some grain that I've got to get across the river for some reason. I don't ask. I'm just trying to get paid. Anyway, I'm being given a boat to get everything across, but the dozy sod had given me a tiny thing. I can only take one thing at a time. How do I get everything across without the fox going to town on the chicken? And I have a bloodbath on my hands. Or the chicken eating all the bloody grain. Any suggestion? My shift ends in an hour, so it's fairly urgent. Oh, fuck. That was a day ago. Fuck. I'm sorry, I hope you got the answer before. Oh no. I hope he didn't lose his job over the fact I didn't answer his question in time. Oh, I fucking hate these puzzles. I remember I was at primary school many years ago. That's right, I'm old. And this fucking question came up in an assembly. We all sat on the ground like idiots, watching the head teacher talking about some bullshit with a projector on. And back in those days, we would have those transparent sheets where you either printed on your text if you're fancy, or you just like scribble it on with a fucking permanent marker. And he fucking solved this puzzle, and I don't fucking know the answer. What's the fucking answer? In fact, chat, I need your help. Does anyone know the answer to this riddle? Alright, there's a chicken, a fox, and some grain. Gotta get across the river, and the bastard boat is only has a capacity of one thing. How does he get this across? I don't fucking know. You put the chicken in first. Get that across, and then you get the grain across, and then the fox. I don't know, is that the answer? You fucking tell me. I'm sorry, I got really angry all of a sudden. I don't know why. It's not the alcohol. No. Delicious. More questions. Hooray! Anon asks one day ago, Who would win in a battle of the useless sea creatures, squid or starfish? What the fuck do you mean, useless sea creatures? What the fuck do you mean they're useless? A squid? A starfish? They're not useless, they're useful. I say to use anon. They're useful because, they eat things under the sea. Like, yeah. Yeah, useful shit, yo. Anyway, I would say a squid, because the squid is able to easily maneuver around the starfish and is able to pull it out, and he's got a little beak to bite into it and shit like that. So yeah, starfish is the loser, squid is the winner. Next question. Anon asked one day ago, if you had to, and I mean had to, what would it take for you to kiss Piers Morgan on the bum? Wow, that is a question, isn't it? And I've just pushed a button by mistake. Bollocks to you. That was such a question that it made me fuck up the phone. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we? I'm just stalling for time. Let's see. Piers Morgan asked, kiss it. Now, here's the question, right? If we're talking about the buttock, I think that so long as the cameras were on me and everybody knew my name and I'd get a shit ton of subscribers for it and made me a success, I'd probably kiss him on the buttock. But if we're talking about kissing the brown eye of Piers Morgan, the shit stain of Piers Morgan, not Piers Morgan the shit stain, but his little portal to another world, his sphincter, then £10 million and above. And the reason why I say that is because with £10 million, I would do a lot of good for myself and for my friends and maybe the rest of the world. And I would take one for the team, as it were, to kiss the brown eye of Piers Morgan. Buttocks, it's fine. I'll just kiss him on camera, and as long as I got some fame, not infamy, good fame, not bad fame, good fame. But kissing his brown eye, oh, that's a pretty penny you've got to pay me, my friend. Favorite sitcom? Anon asked one day ago. I don't really do sitcoms. I used to do it in the 90s and early 2000s, but I kind of dropped out of it. Gun to my head, I would say Frasier. I liked it. I liked Kelsey Grammer, and I liked the entire series. Friends is okay. Simpsons died for me 20-odd series ago. Family Guy kind of lost interest. Rick and Morty's not a sitcom. You know, yeah, I'd go to Frasier. Best color, purple. Purple is my current favorite color, and I think it's the best color because it's the color of Twitch. Which you can don't forget to follow me on Twitch. There's a follow button up there. I would greatly appreciate it. Or you can go to twitch.tv/CrashBishop to follow me, etc., etc. Thank you. What pants are you wearing? Ha! Trick question. I'm not wearing pants. Wait, are we talking underwear, or are we talking pants? Anon, who asked me one day ago, because I'm wearing PJ bottoms, stripy PJ bottoms, but I'm not wearing underwear. And I'll tell you why I'm not wearing underwear, because I had a shower an hour before the stream started. That's right, it's been a lazy Sunday. Anon asks, blondes, brunettes, or redheads? I'm surprised you didn't put black-haired people. I'm guessing you're talking about black hairs. I'm talking about the color of people's hairs. Because I like the darker hair girls and guys more than the blondes. So out of those three, I would say brunettes. I like it. What are Mike's best qualities? Asked on one day ago. Right. What are Mike's best qualities? Huh. Well, his heart's in the right place. Going vegan, dropping alcohol, working hard in his dreams to become one of the greatest comedians out there. And he's got a wicked sense of humor. He's got a good beard. I think that if he... All right, Michael, I want you to shave your head like I shave my head and just be remaining with a big beard. I think you would look fucking amazing if you did that. So yeah, I'd say his charms are one of the things that's good about him. He's funny, he's driven, he wants to do the right thing, and he would make an amazing dad. Also, he says, so ladies... Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not funny. No, I'm serious. He says he would make a great dad. So, ladies, if you want to give Mike the chance to be a dad, give him a call. Let's see. Next question from Anon. Asked one day ago. You see, this actually works. Promoting yourself on all the social media, asking the questions, building up a small fan base, which I am very grateful for. Thank you so much for... Thank you to everyone, friends, strangers, and all that kind of stuff watching me. I really do appreciate it. Anon asks a great question one day ago. When was the last time you cried with laughter? I really don't know. It's been a long while, actually. Right now, I'm getting visions of Rick and Morty. Like, I watched the first 2 series of Rick and Morty a year ago, last year, and it was really good, really entertaining, really dark, but really inspiring stuff. But was that the thing that made me cry with laughter? I think it was something my friend said. You know what it is. It's one of those things your friends say, and then they make you cry with laughter and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Grax asks Anon asks 24 hours ago. Oh my god, 24 hours? Ooh. Does this mean we're getting to the end? Fuck no. Grax asks... no. Grax doesn't ask this fucking question! Anon asks 24 hours ago. Grax, you seem to have a bit of a thing for... sinister... story activities as demonstrating multiple times in your erotic writing. Why is this? I don't know. Maybe there's something inside me that wants to come out, and since becoming single, that the floodgates of inspiration and creativity have exploded into the internet scene, and sometimes it comes out a little bit sinister. I don't know, maybe that's the kind of stuff I think about. I mean, I think about funny things, but I always find it very interesting how some of the things that I say, which I consider throwaway lines, seem to linger on. And it seems to have a big impact. And I guess it's just a sign that I don't fully appreciate the power of the words I'm saying. And maybe I should pay attention more to what I'm saying. Let's see. Anon asks, 24 hour ago. Yeah, for 24 hour ago. 24 hours ago. Ever kissed a man? Yes, I have kissed a man. I have kissed a few men. The last time I kissed a man was when I was in Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2018. Last year, in fact. I was out with with a friend of mine walking, and we went to see this American comedian who was doing like a late show. And I was in the front row because why not? And this American comedian, what was his fucking name? He had a beard. I think his name was Michael something, and he was doing some preachy stuff. And then, oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, he went in to hug me, and we were getting to racist accents. What was I saying? Yeah, he went in to hug me, and I hugged him a little bit too long because I thought, oh, it was funny, ha ha ha. And then he kissed me, and I kissed him. It wasn't like, nah, nah, nah. It was just like a, that kind of stuff. And the other time, when I was at university, we were playing drunken games, rolling dice, and uh, uh, drunken games, rolling dice, and one of the things I had to kiss a man, and I gave the man a bit of a passionate kiss, like, oh, that kind of stuff. And his beard was prickly, and my beard was prickly, and we both complained that we had prickly beards. Yes, yeah, Tommy Hugh. I was in Edinburgh last year. I was doing Raymond Bishop. It was the last week of the Edinburgh Fringe, the Raymond Bishop show. I was Raymond Bishop. So I think we probably missed each other because it's different times. And I did see Adele Cliff, though. I watched her show, her one-person show, and it was really good. It was actually really good because she did something different. She specializes in doing one-liners, but this show was our show, where she was telling stories about herself, and they were really good. I liked it because it to me, it showed her growing as a comedian, and I really appreciated it. I mean, I would like to have talked to her a lot more, but she was too busy, which is understandable because she's working really, really hard to, be a success. Anon asks, would you date a guy? I almost did. I almost dated a guy once, and the story goes, let's say about 8 years ago, when I still had a head of hair, I had a friend who I wanted to date on Valentine's Day, and she was dating somebody else, and I was jealous, so I went, fuck that, I'm getting a date on Valentine's Day. I've got a video for this, actually. I'll post a link to it somewhere. I went, fuck that, I want to go on a date. So I sorted myself out, suited, booted, with a rose and a big sign that said, want to go on a date. So I went on the streets of Oxford. I went to the shop outside Gap on Covered Market, not Covered Market, Cornmarket Street. And I was holding up the sign, smiling, waiting for someone to approach me to ask me for a date. And it was great. It was so much fun because I was making everybody laugh. And I got a huge buzz out of people smiling. And out of that, I got a date with a 24-year-old Romanian girl. And when I say date, it was nothing more than me just going to Starbucks and just having a short date. But this is like remember, this is when I had hair. So I had a date with a Romanian girl. I had a date with a single mum. And I had a date with a 76-year-old grandmother, which was kind of interesting. All very, very interesting. But the point where I almost had a date with a man was there was a bunch of guys there approached me and said, oh, I'll go on a date with you, and all that kind of stuff. And I said, okay, that's fine. So I rolled up my sign and I started following them. And they got all arsey and, oh, no, I didn't mean it. I don't know if that's how they sounded. If they sounded like that in my head. And I was serious. I would have gone on a date with them. But to officially answer the question, I have not gone on a date with a guy. And would I go on a date with a guy? I have just proven that the answer is yes, I would. Why the fuck not? Tom Mayhew says, I've done a lot of really interesting, brave things over the years. I really respect you for that. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I feel like I did a lot of brave stuff in my earlier years, my 20s, because I was bored. And I realized that there wasn't much to my life. So that's partly why I created the 101 Things in 1001 Days list, because I was forcing myself to do stuff. And I'm very grateful for it. And I guess for the past 5, 6, 7 years, I've forgotten how to do interesting things. But I want to get back and doing that. Speaking of 101 Things, new 1001 Things, Anon asks 24 hours ago. No, I don't have a new 101 Things in 1001 Days list. I've kind of converted the failed challenges into a bucket list, which is on my website, graxdomain.co.uk. Yeah, I got one of them. And I will go through that list, but I won't put a time scale on it because I'm too busy. I'm too busy to try and do all these challenges on a limited time scale. And Malad9688 wrote something in a language I cannot read. I think it's... I don't know. I am fucking ignorant. I'm very, very sorry. I can't read that. And I got a spot right here which needs to be fixed. Picked. And I've run out of drink, but that's okay. Anon asks 24 hours ago, lots of Anon people. No one seems to be brave to tell me their true identities. I mean, some of them I can figure out, but most of them, don't be shy. I mean, that's not the whole point of Curious Cat. You want to be anonymous. That's fine. I respect that. Hi, bro. That's more like it. Sorry, I mean, thank you. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you. Welcome to my stream. This is my Q&A session. Asking questions about me. If you've got a question for me, you can ask in the chat or curiouscat.me/GraxBishop. Anyway, what's his name? Anon asks, what have you put up your bum? I have put up my bum in my past. I have put up my bum a pencil, my finger, and somebody else's finger. Yes. And I'll tell you this for nothing. I don't like it. I didn't like it putting a pencil up my bum. Didn't get any sexual satisfaction. I didn't like put a finger up my bum. I didn't get any sexual satisfaction. This girl put a finger up my bum to see if I would come, and it did the exact opposite effect. It made me floppy because I didn't like the thought of her long nails scraping around my insides. And honestly, it didn't. It was fine, but it was just a thought. It was just the thought of a fingernail up my bum, scratching my insides. It's like, oh, well, that's a bit of a turn off. Has there anything gone up my bum? A doctor's finger, but that was just for a checkup. And that's it. That's all been up my bum. Malad9668 in the chat says, where are you from? I am originally from Portsmouth. Why am I doing this with my hands right now? I'm sorry, I just noticed it. I'm being a bit of a twat. I'm originally from Portsmouth, which is a city down the south of England, UK. And I hope that answers your question. Sorry, I'm just reading this question. Anon asks 24 hours ago, this is Andy. Can we wrestle in dressing gowns again and so I can accidentally show you my penis again? Well, Anon, this is Andy. That's factually incorrect, actually, come to think of it. That's not how it happened. Right, the reason why this question came up is because back in our old hometown, Andy and I, we've been friends, like really good friends, like best friends since then. And Andy and I were in my house, we were wrestling, I was in my dressing gown, I didn't wear any underwear at that time, so we were wrestling for I don't know what reason, and my willy was exposed. Iran, that's yes. Yes, I should have recognized it from the language. I'm very sorry that I didn't guess you were from Iran. I'm very rude. But back to my story about me getting my penis out in front of Andy. No, we were like wrestling around and one thing led to another. My willy came out of my dressing gown and he saw it. He saw my willy. We don't talk about that anymore. Which is kind of a lie. So yeah, Anon, this question is bogus. And I almost dropped my phone. This question is bogus because you got it factually wrong. If you wanted this to be accurate, you should have said, "This is Andy. Can we wrestle in dressing gowns again, so that you can accidentally show me your penis again?" That's what you should have done. So that yeah. Let's see. And it's coming up to 9:30. I'm going to call it quits there for the Q&A session. Whew, fucking hell. That was, I don't know about you, but that was fucking great. I actually really enjoyed that. And I'm so grateful for all these people asking me these questions. And I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just over 30 questions to answer. And I'm going to save those for another time because this stream's been going on for an hour and a half and I want to start playing a different game. And I think I'll call that stream to an end. Thank you very much for listening to me waffle on for an hour and a half. Yeah, thank you for watching me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you listening to my life update and listening to me sharing how I'm struggling to get things done, but it's a good problem to have. And thank you so much for sending me all these questions to answer, and they were really genuinely good questions. And I think I'll do another one of these. Tom, thank you for the love. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, I'm going to save the remaining questions for next time. I'm planning to do this like once a month, an update of my life. This is to go alongside all the other things I'm doing. So my weekly Milk Magazine content and my weekly gaming, streaming, and anything else I might have to do. I'm planning to do a couple of reviews, actually. What the fuck is happening with my hand? Why am I gestating with my hands? What the fuck, Grax? Anyway, so yes, I'm planning to do a few reviews. I just got to get around to filming them. And I will invite you to subscribe to me and follow me. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Grax Bishop. Push the heart button to follow me. I'm currently at 27 followers, 28, I think. And I'm trying to get to affiliate. I mean, I'm trying my hardest, but at this point, I mean, it's just a nice to have because, you know, the more the merrier. If you want to follow me on other things, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, all Grax Bishop, looks for that, and subscribe to them all. It really helps me out. And if you've got any more questions that you would like to add to the Curious Cat Me question, questions, go to curiouscat.me/Grax Bishop, ask your questions. You could be anonymous, or you could put your name down, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A. And because you have to do a Q&A sooner than that, really? Oh, I could do it much sooner. And PDT does make an interesting point. He was saying that he just asked me some questions, and now he wants me to answer it. There's a slight downside to that, my friend. I have to fuck. I've got more questions. Fuck. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is going to keep me going for ages. So the question I've got to figure out for myself is, PDT, I would love to answer your question. I have to figure out which one of your questions it is. If you want to give me a hint, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to pick one and assume that it's yours. So this is a special favor. And because PDT, I love you. You're a great man. Do another Q&A tomorrow? Well, we could do. I don't know which one your questions would be. It must have been within the last 2 hours. PDT answered loads of questions, he said. Do you regret not doing see your hands anyone in brother that you decided to go back to the flat and I got your ticket? You should be. It was awesome. All right. I think you asked me. I think the 15-minute an hour before the stream. So, okay. So that would be, we've been doing this for an hour and a half. So it was about 2 hours. It's a whole bunch of 2 hours ones. Fuck. I mean, you didn't ask the question, how big's your knob? And the answer is slightly under 6 inches in length. And in terms of diameter, and in terms of circumference, I can't remember. You didn't ask me that question. I think you asked me this question. Anon asks 2 hours ago, what is your problem? I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, mate. Have you got a problem? So maybe that's that question. And the other question I can only think of, Anon asked 2 hours ago, what's with all the incest porn on the internet? I don't know. The only thing I could think of it is the last of the taboos that actually mean something on the internet. I mean, the taboos of like BDSM and scat and golden showers and pain, sadomasochism and threesomes and all that kind of stuff. They are lame. But the idea of having sex with your sister or your mother or your father or your brother, these seem to be the last taboos. That there's like no, don't you dare do that. That's the only thing I could think of. But honestly, I don't know. And it's kind of weird because it's kind of weird. I can't stop answering questions. It's kind of weird because it's a case of, you get this 34-year-old MILF who's having sex with their son saying that they're 19, but actually it's probably a guy who's in his 30s anyway. So it's not accurate. I assume. I don't know. I don't watch incest porn. But, yeah. So yeah, those are the questions I think you asked. And if I'm wrong, then I'm very, very sorry. Deck Card says, Salut, comment ça va? Bien, et vous? Vous? Tu? Vous? I don't know. I don't speak French. And, that's the end of the stream. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to me on Twitch or on Instagram or on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And I will see you very shortly as I boot up Catherine on the PlayStation 3. And so until then, I'll see you in a bit.